You've finally done it. After years of raiding unholy tombs and robbing wizards of every last gold piece, you are now level 9. You've acquired a mountain of gold, have more scars than you can count, and saved the countryside when the king couldn't. It's finally time to put down that hard-earned cash and use it to build your stronghold. Men-at-arms are flocking to your banner, inspired by your countless glorious deeds. All the suffering and hardship was worth it. And now, the finish line is in sight. At least, that would be the case if you weren't a complete degenerate scumbag. You have, in fact, woken up in a pool of your own vomit, again, because you have no self-control. 48 hours ago, you left 3 of your friends to die, after cowardly fleeing the dungeon after your camp was raided by wandering monsters. Fortunately for you, the only record of this chicken-hearted retreat is now dissolving in the center of a gelatinous cube. So what did you do with the haul you managed to escape with? Certainly not upgrade your equipment, or hire any help to save your companions. After all, it looked like they probably weren't going to make it anyway, and one of them was a half-orc, which is pretty gross if you think about it. On top of that, you could barely hold your sword because the shakes were kicking in and Daddy needed some more of his cough medicine. You see, you're not playing old school essentials. You're playing ShadowDark, and you don't just get XP for getting gold, you get XP for going on benders like Motley fucking Crue. But there isn't time to think about that. The pounding and the shouting at the door sounds vaguely like your bookie coming to collect your considerable debts. But thank Saint Taragnus for inventing Windows, because this means you've just had an extension on your loan. After rappelling down the outer wall of the inn using your filthy bedsheets as rope, you return to the one place you know you can trust, the Shucked Oyster Brothel, to see the only woman who can save your soul, Opal. She takes the last few oily coins from your pocket, and you stroke her beard in what you hope will be construed as affection. But upon walking down the stairs after slaking your insatiable libidinous thirsts, you see a man wearing a tall cone-shaped hat with astrological symbols embroidered in it. It can't be, but it is. Who could have thought that Garfunkle the Wise was also a patron of the carnal arts? The events of last month hazily come to the forefront of your wine-soaked brain, and you hear the screams of the wizard's homunculus Peabody when you traded him to orc slavers for 3 bottles of mushroom gin. But you can't dwell on the past, not now. Garfunkel has already begun casting a spell, but something is going wrong. In his sputtering rage, he's tripped over his words, and his spell is going horribly awry. As you barrel through prostitutes with the grace of a dwarven river dancer, you see the exit, but the tear in the fabric of reality caused by Garfunkel's misfired spell threatens to pull you into the void where he previously stood. As you push your way through the wall of flesh, you remember that no adventurer is worth his salt without his trusty caltrops. As you throw them behind you as hard as you can at the beleaguered prostitutes, you exit the back door, and the oyster is now truly shucked. As a man of steel resolve, you have no time for the wailing of women being sucked through a rift in reality. Your time is up in this settlement, and without even thinking about it, the blackjack in your hand crashes down on the skull of the passing halfling. As he falls from his donkey, you mount your new steed despite its anguished protests, and you fly through the streets and out the city gates. The shouts of the constabulary pursuing you are of no consequence to you, because you've reached into your bag, and it's still there. Somehow, you haven't gambled it away, and you begin to rub the dull brass lamp, hoping it wasn't another scam. But the luck of the Irish is on your side this time, as sapphire plumes billow forth from the lamp's fluted opening. A mighty and otherworldly voice echoes across the landscape, and the genie offers you one wish. Your thoughts immediately turn to heroin, but you bite your tongue, knowing you can only use this once. I wish I knew my place in the world and could live where I truly belong. Aye, laddie, your wish is my command, says the genie, and the world around you melts into blackness. An indeterminate time passes, and you come to in a bizarre, yet somehow familiar place. You stretch your tentacles in your eye stalks, and it dawns on you. You're back there, in the ShadowDark.
ShadowDark.
In room G12. Your lust for drugs and debauchery has been replaced with only one instinctual desire, to pace in circles in this 20 by 20 room for all eternity. We hope you've enjoyed our vibes-based exploration of ShadowDark and OSE. If you're wondering which game is better, who fucking cares? Look, make sure to check us out over on Locals. We've just launched a new community, and you can go and support us there and engage with a lot of our fans and followers. It's a really good time.